Hello everyone. In three-phase section of phase control rectifier, we have two types of converters, 3 pulse and 6 pulse converter. In 3 pulse converter, we have three-phase half wave rectifier, and in 6 pulse converter, we have three-phase full wave rectifier and three-phase semi converter. The concept in three-phase converter is like this. As we know that three-phase supply having sinusoidal voltage with 120 degree phase displacement is the concept of AC source. So when thyristor T1 will be forward bias, it will be forward bias when R phase have voltage more than Y and B, and similarly when Y phase have voltage greater than R and B, thyristor T2 will be forward bias. So it will be forward bias only for 120 degree time period of in a complete cycle of 360 degree. So 360 divided by 3, there is a 120 degree time period of each thyristor to be conducting. But thyristor will conduct only after providing the gate pulse. So we can control it's the timing of the gate pulse, and also we can control output voltage with same gate pulse by but changing the triggering angle with different loads. This is the graphical representation of VRY phases. As we can see that zero crossing of VR, after that VY zero crossing there is after 120 degree time period. Similarly after 120 degree of this there is zero crossing of VB, and this is going on. In a complete cycle, thyristor T1, T2, T3 will be conducting alternately. When VR is voltage is greater than VY and VB, at this instant T1 will forward bias. Similarly, T2 will be forward bias when VY is greater than VR and VB, and so on. Thyristor turn off will be done by natural commutation, no commutation circuitry required. This is the output voltage obtained for the diode rectifiers when alpha equal to 0. For alpha equal to 30 degree, voltage waveform will be like this. This is the time period when VR is less than VY, but thyristor T2 is not turning on, so T1 will continue. So the time period is 120 degree here also for alpha equal to 30 degree, but the voltage output will be changed. Average voltage will be changed. Similarly, we can control the output voltage. So for alpha equal to or less than 30 degree, output voltage will be in positive side, so no changing of the polarity will be observed. But if the alpha is greater than 30 degree, for inductive loads there will be negative spikes observed like this, and suppose it is alpha equal to 60 degree, then this waveform will be observed. For 30 degree there is a negative spike observed, and for the resistive load there is a freewheeling period will be observed. We will see in next page. For alpha less than 30 degree there is a continuous conduction, current will flow continuously, no stoppage of current is observed. Output voltage will be obtained, average output voltage 1 by time period is 2 pi by 3, integrate from lower limit from pi by 6 to 5 pi by 6, and alpha is added for the thyristor rectifiers. V output we obtain after integration 3 to 3 by 2 pi Vm phase cos alpha, where Vm phase is the peak value of phase voltage. In 3 phase half wave rectifier we are considering the phase voltages and 3-phase full wave rectifier we will consider the line voltages. So V output will be 3 VML by 2 pi cos alpha, as root 3 VM phase equal to VML. This formula is valid for any value of alpha for inductive loads, but for resistive load it is valid only for alpha less than 30 degree. Similarly, we will find the RMS value 1 by time period, integrate from lower limit to 5 pi by 6 plus alpha, it is the upper limit, and then squaring the magnitude of voltage and then integrate with respect to omega t. After that we will take the under root of whole voltage waveform. This is the RMS value VML multiplied by under root of 1 by 6 plus root 3 by 8 by cos alpha. For alpha equal to 30 greater than 30 degree, we can see the voltage waveform. If alpha is 60 degree, then voltage of output waveform will be appeared like this. There is a freewheeling period of 30 degree after every 90 degree of waveform observed. So the conduction time of thyristor reduced from 120 to 90 degree, and 30 degree will be shared to the freewheeling time period. So for a complete cycle of 360 degree, there is a freewheeling time period of 3 times of 30 degree. Highly inductive load. For highly inductive load, the voltage will be continuous and continuous conduction of current is observed. So negative spikes are observed in highly inductive loads, but current is 0 for some time, so it will saturate the core of the transformer. For alpha greater than 30 degree, you will find the average output and RMS voltage like this. Integrate by 1 by time period and integrate from lower limit to pi. Here integration from lower limit to pi only, because after pi there is a freewheeling period observed for resistive load, and V output equal to 0. Integrate the magnitude, voltage magnitude with respect to omega t, we get the average output voltage waveform 3 Vm phase by 2 pi into 1 plus cos pi by 6 plus alpha. Similarly, the RMS value will be obtained. We can get this formula by using the generalized formula Vm line by under root 2 into time period, upper limit minus lower limit plus half to sin alpha or sin to lower limit. Assume high inductive load with freewheeling diode. For alpha less than 30 degree, there is no need of freewheeling diode. Conduction angle of each thyristor is 120 degree. So the line current or phase current or thyristor current will be same, I naught into the conduction angle of the thyristor by total time period. So the average value of the current will be I naught by 3. Here we can observe that the only a single thyristor is responsible for phase current. Like for R phase current, thyristor T1 is only responsible for Y T2 and for B T3. 3 phase and 3 thyristors. So the phase current equal to thyristor current, and the RMS value equal to I naught by root 3. For alpha greater than 30 degree, conduction angle of freewheeling diode is alpha minus pi by 6 for every 120 degree of cycle. Conduction angle of each thyristor is 5 pi by 6 minus alpha for every 2 pi radians. So this is for 2 pi by 3 radian and this is for 2 pi radian, because there are 3 thyristors are conducting alternately. There is thyristor T1, then one freewheeling diode, freewheeling period for T2, then next freewheeling period, then T3, and then next freewheeling period in a complete cycle. So the average value for alpha greater than 30 degree, I naught into conduction time of thyristor is 5 pi by 6 minus alpha divided by total time is 2 pi. This is the average value of current, and this is the RMS taking the under root of it. Freewheeling diode have the freewheeling diode or freewheeling current. Average freewheeling current is, what is the freewheeling time period? Alpha minus pi by 6, and the time period is 2 pi by 3. For each 2 pi by 3 there is a alpha minus pi by 6 time. There is a freewheeling period observed. Taking the under root, we get the RMS current of freewheeling period. If the load is inductive and highly inductive load, so the current is continuous conduction of current is observed, and negative spikes of voltage are observed. So for any value of alpha, conduction angle will be 2 pi by 3 of each thyristor for every 2 pi radians, and there is no freewheeling period, so the average value will be I naught by 3, like in resistive load for alpha less than 30 degree. Drawback of 3-phase half-wave rectifier that current source contain DC harmonic and saturate the supply transformer core. So 3-phase fully controlled rectifier or 6-pulse converter. Here we will consider the line voltages of 3-phase RYB. There are 6 line voltages appear here in the sequence. VRY, VYB, VBR. Their alternate voltages are VRB, VYR and VBY. There are 6 voltages. These are in sequence and each voltage have 60 degree phase difference from each other sequentially. Concept in full rectifier will remain same, that the line voltage which have more voltage will make the thyristor turn on, or will make the thyristor in forward bias, and we can turn on by providing the gate pass to the thyristor. Bridge rectifier is used here. So the above group is positive group thyristor and the group below is negative group thyristor, like in inverters. R phase is represented by thyristor T1 and T4. So when T1 is conducting, so it means it is delivering the positive value of R phase, and similarly Y phase is conducting by T3 and T6 and B phase by T5 and T2. This is the waveforms of line voltages. As we can see that T1 is conducting for 60 degrees when VRY voltage is greater than the all voltages, all 5 voltages, and T2 will conduct for the period when VRB voltage is greater than all voltages, and T3 for the time period of 60 degree when VYB voltage is greater than the other 5 voltages, and similarly the 6 thyristors will be conducting. Here also each thyristor is responsible for each line voltage. There are 6 line voltages and each thyristor responsible for each line voltage. So for triggering angle alpha equal to 0, we get the output voltage waveform like this. In each section there is different voltage appear across the load. So the 6 voltages appear simultaneously. If the triggering angle changes, the sequence will not change, only the triggering angle will shift the voltage magnitude. And suppose if T1 is turned on at 30 degree, so it will conduct from here to 60 degree, and after that it will stop because the, the next thermistor will be turned on, which will make it turn off. The concept of timing state is expressed here like, if we have to apply VRY to the load, it means VR is representing the positive group of thyristor and Y is representing negative group of thyristor. So which thyristor will be turned on at this time? For R phase, positive group of thyristor represented by T1, and for Y phase, negative group of thyristor represented by T6. So T1 and T6 will be turned on at this time, as we can see here. And similarly for VR by VRV, T1 and T2 will be representing the group of thyristors. So we can see that switching of the thyristor is applied after every 60 degree, but the conduction time of the thyristor is 120 degree. In every case, we can see for alpha equal to 60 degree, thyristor T1, which was conducting from pi by 3 to pi, it will shift its time zone and it will conduct from 2 pi by 3 to this time period, 120 degree ahead of 2 pi by 3. According to the switching table, we will assume that which voltage is appearing at any time. So we can draw the magnitude by observing this waveform and taking the timing diagram. For alpha equal to 90 degree, this is the timing diagram, and this is the voltage waveform up here. So for highly inductive load, average output for alpha equal to 90 degree is equal to 0. So whatever be the positive voltage, the negative voltages appear same for alpha equal to 90 degree. So the average output for alpha, as we can see that from average output voltage for alpha equal to 0 is maximum, and for 90 degree it is equal to 0, and average output voltage start increasing in negative side if we increase the alpha value from more than 90 degree. After that it will work as inverter because voltage is reversed. The phase current for alpha equal to 90 degree is shown here. There is a positive cycle of 2 pi by 3 radians and negative cycle of 2 pi by 3 radians for IR current. Positive current responsible due to thyristor T1 and negative current due to thyristor T4. Assume highly inductive load. So the conduction angle of each thyristor is 2 pi by 3 radian for every 2 pi radians. So thyristor average current is I0 by 3 and RMS current is I0 by root 3. Source current RMS can be found by taking the total time period is 2 pi by 3, because for pi by 3 2 pi by 3 radians for thyristor T1 and 2 pi by 3 for thyristor T2. So the total time period is pi radians. 2 pi by 3 radian conducting for every pi radian. Source current RMS can be found like this, and it is root 2 times more than the thyristor RMS current. 3-phase semi-converter or half control rectifier. For the positive group of thyristor there is no changing, but for negative group we are using diode in place of thyristors, and a freewheeling diode is also connected here. For high inductive load alpha less than 60 degree, freewheeling diode will not conduct. For alpha less than 30 degree, freewheeling diode will not conduct. Conduction angle is 2 pi by 3 radian for every 2 pi. All things are same for semi-converter for alpha less than 60 degree, like in full converter. So source RMS is root 2 by 3 I naught, and thyristor RMS is I naught by root 3. Average value of thyristor current is I naught by 3. For alpha greater than 60 degree, conduction angle of freewheeling diode. So freewheeling diode come into action after alpha greater than 60 degree. Conduction angle of freewheeling diode is alpha minus pi by 3 for every 2 pi by 3 radian. Conduction angle of each thyristor is pi minus alpha for every 2 pi radians. So for each thyristor it is pi minus alpha for 2 pi radian, and for freewheeling diode it is pi minus alpha minus pi by 3 for 2 pi by 3 radian. From here, from this data we get the average value I naught pi minus alpha by 2 pi, average value of thyristor, and RMS is taking the root. Source current RMS is I naught pi minus alpha by time period is taken as pi, because for source current is taking the two thyristors, so for time period is pi. Freewheeling diode average value is pi minus alpha by 2 pi by 3, alpha minus pi by 3 divided by 2 pi by 3 into multiplied by I naught current, which is constant. Freewheeling diode RMS value is taking the root of average value magnitude. V output is 3 VML by 2 pi 1 plus cos alpha. This is the waveform and timing diagram of semi-converter. Here thyristor T1 is conducting, D2 will be turned on at this position, that D3 and D4, T5 and D6. This is also representing here. The cycle is continued, repeated. For alpha equal to 0, waveform will be same for semi and full converter. But for alpha equal to 30 degree, here there is a concept of large and small waveform which appear, because diode phenomena will not match with the thyristor. There are two types of pulses observed. One is long pulse and other one is short pulse. So long pulse formula is 60 plus alpha and short pulse formula is 60 minus alpha. So when the alpha is increasing, one pulse is start increasing, length of the pulse is start increasing, and the short pulse is reducing. And after some time, when alpha is greater than 60 degree, then only 3 pulses are observed like this. For alpha equal to 60 degree, only large pulses appear and short pulse will equal to 0. This is the timing diagram for alpha equal to 90 degree. We can see that there is a freewheeling period observed after this, and the conduction time of thyristor now start reducing. For alpha equal to 60 degree or less than 60 degree, conduction time of thyristor is 120 degree, but after that freewheeling period start increasing, and the freewheeling time period is alpha minus pi by 3, and time period of the thyristor is pi minus alpha. It start reducing. Pulse length is t. This is the source current, IR phase. Here thyristor T1 have pulse width of pi minus alpha, and similarly D4. In three-phase fully controlled rectifier, we left some concept. So for alpha less than 60 degree continuous conduction of resistive load, output voltage or output average voltage can be found by taking the integration. So 1 by time period, here the time period is pi by 3. Integrate from pi by 3 plus alpha to 2 pi by 3 plus alpha. This is lower and upper limits. Integrate this magnitude VML sin omega t d of omega t, then we get the output voltage waveform of 3 VML by pi cos alpha. It is valid for resistive load for triggering angle less than 60 degree, and for inductive load for any value of alpha for continuous conduction. Output RMS can be found by using this formula. 1 by time period, lower to upper limit, integrate this whole square and with respect to omega t, then taking the root. This is the formula we get. VML by under root of 2 into time period, upper minus lower plus half to lower limit minus 2 sine of 2 upper limit, all taking 1 by 2. For alpha greater than 60 degree, discontinuous conduction of resistive load is appeared, and output voltage waveform, output average voltage can be found by using this formula. Here the upper limit is changed from pi by 2 pi by 3 plus alpha to pi, because after pi the voltage magnitude is 0. This is the average output voltage we obtain 3 VML pi 1 plus cos pi by 3 plus alpha. This is valid for resistive load greater than 60 degree. This is the RMS voltage waveform, RMS voltage expression. 1 by time period, lower to upper limit is pi, squaring with respect to omega t, integrating and then taking the root. This is the formula we obtained. So after this we have covered this topic, this waveform, etc. So in next class we will consider the harmonic analysis of 6-pulse converter.